Hey guys, so today I have with me the SIMGOT EW100 DSP in-ear monitors. Now, if you haven't seen my review of the EW200 from SIMGOT already, make sure you do check that out. I'll have that linked in the description because that is a phenomenal in-ear monitor. But it is not the cheapest. So here we have the EW100, which is SIMGOT's offering for a beginner's in-ear monitor. So something which is very, very affordable, coming in at less than $20. And this is their aim at those individuals who are just getting into the realm of in-ear monitors and they are on a very tight budget. So this is their offering. Now the version of the in-ear monitor that I have with me here today is the EW100 DSP. So they have a variety of options when it comes to the EW100. So the DSP, what the specifics are is that it has inline controls, a microphone, and it ends in a USB-C jack. Not the 3.5mm audio jack that you're used to, although that is also available as an option. The one I have with me here has the USB-C jack. Now, of course, trying to keep this affordable, they've had to cut corners every now and then, and you get to know that as soon as you hold the box that it comes in. So it feels really flimsy, nothing spectacular at all. And when you open it, you get this plastic bag that contains all of the contents of the bag. So you get the user manual, you get 3 pairs of silicone ear tips of various sizes, and finally you have the EW100 in-ear monitors themselves. And as you can see, the cables are non-detachable, so they don't have the usual 2-pin connector cables. So you cannot replace these cables if they ever get damaged. So that is a downside, but it is what it is. Now, as for the specs, the EW100 houses a single 10mm dynamic driver and has an impedance of 32 ohms. Now, as for the build quality, again, the cost cutting is evident because you see that they have something which is quite trendy. So it's got a transparent look where you can actually see the innards of these in-ear monitors themselves. They don't look really bad, but they do feel very, very plasticky in your hand. Not the most robust. Like in contrast, the EW200 feels ultra premium, but these feel like the price you pay for them. And coming in at just 2 grams each, so these feel light as a feather in your ear. The fit is good, and instead of a laser etched logo of their brand, it's just got a sticker on the monitors themselves. So yes, those kind of feel a little flimsy and cheap, but that is not the main thing. The main thing is the audio quality. So if this, for its price point, is able to suffice and satisfy or do justice to someone who's just getting into the realm of in-ear monitors, then I guess it's a win. Now, you guys know, if you're an existing viewer, I judge these in-ear monitors based on how they produce the 3 main frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs or the treble, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids where the vocals are, and the lows or the bass. Now, starting off with the higher frequencies or the treble response, I would say that for the most part, the treble response was pleasant. It was clear, it was audible, it maintained good separation from the vocals or the mid frequencies. My only gripe or complaint would be that I would have wanted just a tad bit more richness in the higher frequencies. And again, this is me being very, very harsh, but that would have made it very good and very impressive. But even if that is pardoned, I would still say that the highs do a good job for its price point. It's clear, it's clean for the most part, and there is no artificial sharpening that makes it very unpleasant. So for the most part, the highs do a good job. Now, talking about the mid frequencies or the vocals, now again, for the most part, the vocals do a decent job. And they maintained a lot of separation from the higher frequencies as well. They didn't get intermingled or muffled. Certain tracks, I found that the bass response or the low end did creep up a little into the mid frequencies in certain tracks only. And sometimes I would feel that the vocals should have been a bit more clean. Now, I'm not saying there is any distortion, but the vocals didn't sound as clean as I would want them to be. So a bit more pure rendition of the vocals and a bit more body would have made it really impressive for its price point. But again, this is me being really, really harsh. In general, if you're a first-time listener who's getting into in-ear monitors, you're going to really enjoy the vocals because they do a good job. For a listener who's just starting off, and if this is your first in-ear monitor, you wouldn't have this complaint. It would do justice. And finally, we get to the low end or the bass response. Now, this is where I was pleasantly surprised because I was expecting a more or less subdued bass response, but even without any sort of equalizer turned on, without any tweaking, the bass response was surprisingly deep and punchy, and in certain tracks it even rendered the sub-lows, which was really surprising considering its really low price point. In general, the bass response was surprisingly deep and punchy. So to summarize, I would say that for $20 rounded off, the SIMGOT EW100, which is catered towards beginner audiophiles or someone who's just getting into the realm of in-ear monitors, it definitely does justice and there is very little to complain. Alright, so whatever complaints I've given you is to be as ruthless as possible so that you know what you're getting into. But if this is your first in-ear monitor, you wouldn't have any complaints. At least I wouldn't. So it is definitely worth a look. You should definitely check it out. And you can choose between the one that ends in the USB-C jack, or you can choose the one with the normal 3.5mm audio jack, whichever suits your need. Alright guys, so there you have it. That was my unbiased review of the SIMGOT EW100 DSP. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions regarding this in-ear monitor, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. So thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this video with someone who needs to see this before buying. Hit like on the video. It really helps me out. And as always, I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.